time, we are ready to introduce a true gem, a friend of Builder Land Source and many in the industry. If you guys don't know our next guest, please take the time to speak to him. Starting his real estate journey back in 2015 with fix and flip, transitioning into wholesaling and then into land acquisition. He ultimately became a partner with a local builder who specialized in subdivision development. He is now focused on land acquisition in his own company, Monette Development. Please welcome the home run hitter and president of Monette Development, Greg Monette Jr.
What's up, buddy? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Cool. All right. How y'all doing today? All right. Cool. So before we get started, there's 3 things that I want y'all to remember from this event. All right. Number 1, if you buy land right, you can never go wrong. Number 2, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. There's a book by James Allen called As a Man Thinketh. I highly encourage you to check that out. A lot of just going from one part of where you're at right now to a larger scale is all about mindset. So I want you to make sure you check that out. And number 3, I'm sure most of y'all know this already, and y'all could probably help me complete this. Buy land because they're, man, come on now. We're in the land wholesaling event. Y'all gotta say it loud in there. Buy land because they're not making any more. All right. So when you're working with a big builder, and I'll try to go fast with this because I got about 6 minutes. Typically, if I buy a piece of land today, I'm talking like 50 acres, 100 acres plus. Typically, from the time I get under contract, I have 18 to 36 months to get it to finish lots, right? So with that in mind, you have to have a longer due diligence time period so that you can go through the entitlements process. This right here is kind of how, as a big builder, this is kind of how the contract phase goes. So I'm buying the land, we'll get under contract, we'll go through the entitlements process, which basically we'll break that down later. That's just getting it approved through the city, right? It's a long process. It sounds easy, but you get it approved through the city. You get the development construction that can take anywhere from 12 to 24 months, depending on how big the project is. And then at the end, you get lots purchased. It looks pretty easy, simple, but it's a long process. All right. So I'm not going to go into super detail about this, but if you're looking for land, typically what I always tell people to do is, hey, look, all you got to do is go look at the top builders on Houston Business Journal. They just published an article, the top 100 builders in Houston. Go look at their websites and then just go drive those communities. Once you go drive those communities, go talk to the salespeople and all that, and then go find a piece of land, go drive the neighborhood nearby. Go find 10 acres, 20 acres, 50 acres, 100. The reason I say that is because they've already done their research. They've spent millions of dollars researching their property, getting earnest money, building out the communities. So typically when they close out, they're ready for the next section, the next community. So start there. Look at where they're already building at. All right. Secondly, another thing is check your planning and zoning, counties, your cities or whatever. They always know what's coming next. They're approving preliminary plats. They're approving plans and whatnot. So they always know what community is coming next. And that might be 2 years in advance. Most developments, you don't hear about it until 6 months before the first house is ready to be built. But I already said it takes 24 to 36 months from when they first purchased a piece of land. So planning and zoning departments. All right, next. I got about 3 minutes, so I'm gonna be quick. All right, so one of the things you need to do, and this is something that we do whenever we look at a piece of land. If you bring me a deal and you say, hey man, do you think this deal works? One of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a free analysis on you and tell you, like, basically, okay, look, you got to locate utilities. Max, he pointed that out. You got to have streets. You got to have utilities, right? Sometimes when you work with these bigger tracts, like in the city of Houston, they have a GIS maps that tells you where the water and sewer pipes are at. You can check that. If it's outside the county, you check with the public works department. Call them up and check it out. Check the wetlands, check the flood zone. And also check the pipelines. You can check Texas Railroad Commission. They'll tell you if they have pipelines, they have wells, you name it. Basically, if you have a pipeline running through your property, it makes it a little bit less valuable because there's less land that you have to build on. So that's something you definitely have to check out. And then also utilities, you got to make sure it has water and sewer because it's a big difference. Like I've had a client that came up to us and said, hey, I got a couple acres. I want to do, 4 units to the acre. And then I looked at it, I was like, well, you don't have water and sewer. That's going to be a well and septic community. So that means you can only do 1 acre lots. That's a big difference, being able to do 4 lots per acre and not only having to do 1 lot, right? So you want to check that. Then another thing is regulations and development ordinances. You check that with the city. Next. You can skip that one. Skip that. We're going to come back to that. Skip. All right. And then once you're under contract, you want to check out the easements, environmental studies. This is why it takes so long. And you go to the next one just to go through the entitlements process. This is why it takes so long to get a project approved. You have to get it through the entitlements process. First is, get it annexed or de-annexed if it's in the city, or if it's in the ETJ, you might have to get it de-annexed out or whatever. That's a process. Then once you have a piece of land, you create a concept plan. Depending on how big it is, you can just draw it on a sheet of paper and get it approved. But if it's a bigger project, I would highly recommend you get with a land plan or something like that, and they can present it. Then once you have that idea and you present it to the city, then you get a surveyor to do a preliminary plat, get an engineer to do construction plans, then you move over to, once you finish development, you get your final plat. And that's when you're ready to sell the lots to builders. So next. Go back to that deals real quick. This is the construction process, but it's all good. One of the things that I'm focusing on this year, me and my partner Logan Marchman, right here in the front, some of our deals that we're working on, we already talking to most of the big builders. This right here, this is a 2,200 home community, roughly about just under 1,000 acres that we're working on. It's a master plan community in Liberty County. And we already talking to most of the big builders in this, to be in this project. So this is one of many projects that we're going to start focusing on. So again, my time is out, but just want to let you know, if you find a piece of land, don't try to go ahead on your own, especially if it's your first deal, because there's a lot of issues that come up. Land is a lot different than wholesaling and flipping houses. So if you have land deals you want to take a look at, we'll do it for free. And again, my name is Greg Monette. You can check us out, MonettePropertiesGroup.com. Also, just check me out on LinkedIn. But I'll be at the front if y'all want to talk about some land deals moving forward. So thank y'all for your time. Appreciate it, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Taking notes, so yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge. I can't say enough good things about Greg and the impact he's making in the industry. So thank you again, Greg.